What's going on, you guys? So today we have the Pocket Tripod Pro, and this is a miniature tripod that you can carry with you that fits inside your wallet. So, a lot of us are single. We're not tied down. We don't have a wife. We don't have a, girlfriend, or vice versa. We don't have a boyfriend, or we don't have any friends, or we don't like to go out with our friends, or our friends don't like to go out with us. You guys understand how hard it is to try to get good pictures. I'm always struggling trying to get good pictures, whether I'm working out, whether I'm hiking, or whatever you're trying to do out and about. You're either trying to balance your phone in weird ways, you're trying to set it up on weird angles and weird things, or you're trying to do the cup thing where you need to balance your phone on the table and then try to balance it and hit the shutter. It's a pain. It's a pain. So this thing right here, it makes your life a whole lot easier. And you can pick this up on Amazon, or you can pick this up off of their website, Pocket Tripod Pro. $35 for the kit. $35 for the kit. I believe they have a double option that's like $70. So $35 plus $5 for the shipping, around $40 is going to get you set up. So let's dive in. Let's go over some of these specs that this thing's got. So this thing is 3 3/8 of an inch long by 2 1/8 wide, 0.090 thick, right? So they're saying it's 3 credit cards thick. I think it's more like 2 when I try to compare. Yeah, it might be 3. Maybe because the rounded edges, it looks a little bit like less. So super thin, fits right in your wallet. You won't even notice it in here. Okay, so this thing's got these 2 adapters right here, the openings, and you flip it like this. These 2 things come up. Guys, so I'm an idiot. So when I first got this thing came in, and I was like, scratching my head, how the hell do I do this? But after a little while, it becomes a little more intuitive. So, you get used to it. So this thing flips over. You got your 2 adapters that flip up like that. Take my case off. And your phone goes right in. Just like that. Just like that. Or like that. Depending on how you want to film, or depending on how you want to take your pictures, or how you want to set it up. Right? So when this thing first comes in, you guys are going to have to set up your adapters. I'll go over all this here in a second. You guys are going to have to set up your adapters and choose which ones are right for you based on the phone you're using. So I'm just going to go over the kind of positives and negatives of this thing. So how this thing is going to come in, this is going to be the box, right? You're going to get this in the mail. And you're going to open it up. You're going to get a little gauge, right? A little ruler, almost type ruler. So you can measure your phone out and see which of these adapters is the right fit for your phone, right? So then, get your books. This is the setup. This is showing you how to twist it and use it. And like I said, you guys, I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to these things. So it took me a little bit, but you guys will probably pick it up super quick. And then here's all your adapters that once you find the fit for your phone, you can put in the corresponding adapter, and then you guys are good to go. Now, they also offer a one-time coupon that if your phone, when this thing came in, for me, they didn't have the right adapter to fit my current phone. So I went online, and you just type in that code number, and you guys, they send you a free set of adapters that fit your phone. You pick which ones you need based on the scale. They send you a free adapter, right? One-time code, free of charge. And then you can also, if you need some more, you can also purchase them on the website. I have never had the need to do that, but there may be a few bucks. It's not going to break the bank. So over here you have your adapters. So thing is super cool. The adapter's here. So when it comes in, you're going to try to get it set up. The adapters come out like this. Let's go over this real quick. They slide out. Let me get it. It's so cold here. My hands are frozen. There we go. So it comes out like this. And you guys can see there's a little channel there. And then these all have a little groove on them. And it just slides right into the channel like that. And then you're all set to go, right? So switching these out, again, for me personally, this took a little bit of getting used to, but once I got the hang of it, it's no big deal. Obviously, it's not a big deal. You guys will get the hang of it right away. Super easy, super simple. You take out the ones you don't need, put in the ones you need. So if you get a new phone, obviously you have the adapters right there. One of the gripes I have for myself, and this is something that's not going to really matter for 99% of the population, but for me, I'm always carrying 2-3 phones with me. So if I want to switch phones, if I want to, take pictures on a different phone or whatever, I'm always switching out these adapters, right? But like I said, most people are going to have one phone that they use that they're going to grab. So once you set up your adapters initially, they're good to go. You're done. So this is super nice. It's a super nice feature. So this thing sets up. Super easy, right? You can also get it. You can also get it landscape mode. Or if you want, you can split this guy open in the middle and set them up individually if you want some better balance, which is super cool. For me personally, let me try it the other way. For me personally, I don't really use this feature a lot because I don't like opening up the that middle hinge like that. I don't really like... it kind of scares me. And I know there's probably nothing to worry about, but I don't like popping this little piece, this little guy in and out consistently. So that's the only reason I don't really use that feature. I don't really split them apart, but everything else is perfect and it's stable. Set it up and you guys are good to go. So a couple of the complaints I have on this thing, and you guys got to keep in mind, all my complaints come with a disclaimer that this thing is $35 plus $5 for shipping. So the whole thing is $40. So all of my complaints that I have, you don't have to take them with a grain of salt, but also understand that for $40, the positives of this thing far outweigh the negatives. Okay. I use this thing all of the time. All right. So one of the negatives I have is it's not the sturdiest, okay? So an example for me is when I set this up like this, if there's wind or if it's inclement weather, if you guys are putting this up in the middle of a tornado trying to get a cool shot, these phones these days, they hang out so far and they're all so big that it kind of scares me. And again, this is one of the things I haven't really had a problem with unless I'm on a really uneven surface. And it's a personal fear. I've got a, super expensive phone. I'm setting it up like this, and it's kind of scary. The other day, my girl and I were at the park and we were trying to get a reel of us walking away and coming back. And I set this thing up and it was kind of windy. And honestly, it kind of scared me, right? But nothing happened. I had it set up on top of a little railing like that. So everything was good, but that's just one thing. Again, you guys got to understand what you're buying here. For $40, if you're expecting the sturdiness of a 3-legged tripod, metal tripod that you're setting up and putting a huge camera on, you're out of your element, Donnie. So this thing, that's one of my dislikes. Another one of my dislikes is that like I said, and this won't apply for 99% of the people, but I'm always have to change out my inserts. I always have to change out my adapters. And they are kind of, they are kind of a pain to get in and out, but not really. Honestly, guys, this is, a pros and cons thing. None of these cons are really a deal breaker for any of this. So, the fact this thing is super cool because of the way it's kind of put together. Every little part of it has a function, right? So all of these, the way these come out and are interchangeable, it's not just the way they come out, right? It's so that you can also set your phone up like this. But then if you want to go to a different angle, you can set it up on a different angle, right? And it'll work. Now, as these phones get more top heavy, this thing's not going to want to balance your phone as well, but you can change the angle on it and it'll work. So every piece of this thing has its own function, and that's super cool. One more thing I didn't like, and I'll throw some pictures up for you guys so you guys can take a look. But one more thing I didn't like, and this is more physics, like I said, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but when you guys set this up, when I set this up on the ground, I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but the video or the angle, it's still shooting from the ground up. So the angle will be upwards, right? So it still takes a little bit of back figuring, or it still takes a little bit of, if you have a table to be able to set it up on, that's nice to have. It's still going to take a little bit of figuring to get the perfect angle. But this thing is going to make you much more efficient with your photos for not a lot of cost, And I've set this thing up on fields. I've set this thing up on rocks. I was in Maine last year and I was setting this thing up on all kinds of rocks and getting cool pictures with it. I was by myself. When you're by yourself, you hate asking someone to take a picture of you. It's so cheesy. And then you're sitting there smiling, or you've got to do the selfie photo, hold your hand all the way out. You look like the grandpa that just learned how to take his first selfie. And I hate that. I hate selfies. So the bottom line is this. If you guys are interested in photography, if you guys use your phone a lot for photos, this thing is a must buy. It's not there. I don't think about it when I don't have it. And when it's there, when I do need it, it's right there in my wallet. And I don't think about it twice. And that's how I kind of gauge a good product, right? This thing is there when I need it. And when I don't need it, I don't think about it. It's not a burden to me. It doesn't bother me. I don't think twice about it, right? So if you guys are into photography, if you're looking to step your game up, if you guys are looking to get some cool pics with your girl, my girl is always excited to get this thing out and try to set it up. And we always use this every time we go out, every time we go hiking, every time we go running, whatever, and we're trying to get a cool pic. We're always setting this phone up. Or if you're single, if you're by yourself, and you guys know, you guys got to get some cool pics, right? It's like a chicken and an egg. You need some cool pics to put on your Hinge profile, to put on your Tinder profile, so you can find the girl who's then going to take better pics of you, right? You can't be putting up pics that are, you're looking like a potato with eyes on there, trying to take a selfie with your face all close to the camera. So if you're into photography, this is going to take your photography game to the next level. For not a big cost, right? So just get it, forget about it, put it in your wallet, and use it when you need to. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. This is the Pocket Tripod Pro. Stay tuned for more videos.